Welcome to another episode of Crypto Miner. Guys, today we'll be analyzing what is happening in the charts of Bitcoin right here, right now, and especially for the midterm. What is this tragic scenario of Bitcoin says? And we are going to be checking everything of what the chart are explaining and how this have a huge impact for the Bitcoin price in the next months. So, of course, nothing is a financial advice. But if you like this content, go scroll down, smash this like button, subscribe to the channel, press the bell button for all the notifications so you get this very nice fresh content we are sharing every time. Let's go directly to the chart to find out what we have right there. Checking on the BLX chart what is happening right now for the Bitcoin price. What I want you guys to do is very nice, and you can apply it so easily in your chart. You can just go to the input right here on the moving average, the simple moving average, and adjust the 210 moving average. So what we want to see at this point on the weekly chart is the fact that we have been very nicely holding this support line on the orange levels right here. We had a dump in the Corona dump right here, and then we retraced back. So this was actually a fake out. And for first time in the history of Bitcoin, we see that this is dumping further, is coming to confirm. So this is actually for the weekly chart something that doesn't really seem so good. So the levels that we should watch and stay over here is the approximately 21,875. This is the level we should watch in case we want to see Bitcoin actually rising over these levels and finally see a much better view, another point of view of how everything looks like. So also on the RSI oscillator, you can just see right here that is the first time in the history that we are so oversold. So this is actually one of the best buying opportunities if you take it so far, in case this is coming to confirm at this point. So I would say that if we will see a kind of confirmation at this point, this is of course the weekly chart, then we should start thinking totally different. However, this is a very bearish signal, I would say, and further price action could lead at first to the approximately 14,000 all the way down to the 12,200. This is the next major step we should watch. So what I'm thinking as a scenario, because very nicely you can also apply this kind of ascending triangle here because of the fact that this major support with 1, 2, 3, 4 levels at this point, and right now we are holding Bitcoin could jump over that one. So if we will have a kind of consolidation and then pop all the way up in maybe less than a week outside of this turmoil that we are in right now, then we could see further price action towards the downside again, maybe the most likely to happen. So you see that until September or October, we could have another leg towards the upper side or a break towards the downside. So the scenario that I'm pointing, the bullish scenario, could be that we are consolidating inside these levels and then we have a breakout over that one and then retracing somehow, and I hope we don't break for one more time the major support line, since we are recovering over that. So this is going to be very difficult for many other reasons, also with the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curves that I'm going to apply later on. So you see that this is the major support, okay, that it should hold no matter what in case we want to be bullish. So the bearish scenario is of course another kind of break towards the downside, and the area that I am watching is for sure between this price range. Why am I saying all that? It is technically a point that I should hold in case I want to even turn bullish later on. So I should actually pull one more trend line so I can point to this insane falling wedge and another leg towards the upper side. So you see here that is a kind of point X where we are watching right now, and we don't want this to break further towards the downside because this is not going to look so good in case things are going to the other direction. So those are the two things I'm watching right now. It is a period of time. As far as you see, this is taking us all the way to the 2023. It's not going to be this year. And what we see also with the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curves you can see that everything has been dumping so far very, very bad. So like we have a huge major resistance line, first of all, under these Bitcoin logarithmic growth curves, and of course the major resistance line to the approximately 32,500. This is the major level we actually broke with Bitcoin price, and we saw this further price action towards the downside, and yes, things can go very, very, very bad after that. Now, many people are asking me, so you are so bearish on Bitcoin? No, I don't say this thing, but the midterm is for sure not looking good. This is a tragic scenario, actually. Most of the people didn't expect that we will break the major resistance lines and the support lines at the 32,000, 34,000. So this collapsed all the way towards the downside. This is not good for sure. So now, what we should watch is the fact that Bitcoin could start creating a resistance at this point. Now, this thing, if it's continuing, you can see very nicely that it can go all the way up and literally grab these kind of levels, even at the 435,000. I'm not saying that we will start going from the downside at this point with holding very nicely this support. The support could be all the way down, and you could see like these levels going literally from the downside. But this is what is happening when you see like some kind of rising wedges, some kind of ascending broadening wedges, rising channels. So when the price is actually breaking what's the downside, the most likely to happen is that you will have a continuation pattern that most likely is gonna go under using this resistance line, okay, like it's happening to every time frame, and then you have further price action also to the upside, but is for sure under the resistance line. So it could continue going that way, and it can literally reach even 1 million. But at the macro and of course the 5, 6, 10-year plan, you could start watching this kind of bearish divergence scenario playing at this point. Why? Because this is losing constantly volume in the bigger time frames. In the macro perspective, things will start looking bad after 10, 15 or 20 years. So the bearish divergence can be on the monthly or the year charts. Meanwhile, the Bitcoin price is still rising. So this is what it means, bearish divergence. Bearish divergence means that the price action doesn't have the same volume, and no matter if the price is actually going up, at the same time the divergences are turning bearish because there's not so much volume. The money goes in, but it's not so much as we expect from the previous swings that have happened. So this is what we are pointing when we see bearish divergence. So we see rising wedges or rising channels or ascending broadening wedges technically losing power in every swing low to swing high. So every time we see a swing low to swing high and then we create an uptrend, this means that the uptrend doesn't have the same power, let's say from the point 1 to the point 2, and then from the point 3 to the point 4. So the most likely to happen is that the money flow will be less of what was at the first swing move that happened. I hope you appreciate this content, this educational content, I would say. And of course, you appreciate all of this. Scroll, smash this like button. Guys, it really takes nothing from your time, literally, to just press the like button if you appreciate this content. And we'll speak about the Bitcoin price and more of the cryptos in the next of Crypto Minder. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.